Hello and welcome to another episode of Rebel Rogue, where today I'm going to be showing you my top 10 favourite models that I have painted in 2020 and an explanation as to why.
Rebel Rogue.
So, 2020 was a wild year, but it was a good year for the channel. If you've seen my best of 2020 video, then you will know that I did some quite wacky things there. And I have had some quite great successes, like first video to pass 1,000 views. But by the time of recording, which is January 6th, I haven't passed 100 subscribers, which is a shame. But I have painted some pretty good models this year. Not all of them were on the channel, but most of them weren't on the channel, but you may have seen some of them in videos that were on the channel. Anyway, let's get straight into it with the number 1 spot. Number 1, going in chronologically, I haven't ranked them. I might rank them at the end. But chronologically, the first model that is my favourite that I painted in 2020 is this Monstrosity. The Chaos Lord in Terminator armour. The Monstrosity with magnetising, and I really need to stick his feet down. But yeah, it's a great model. I enjoy painting it, but I am going to paint in the armour. I'll paint it turquoise at some point. But yeah, it's a great model. Just a great model. If you glue it though, it is not worth as much, as it were. It's better value to magnetise it, but you do need extra shoulder pads. But it's certainly a very, very nice model, and I did enjoy painting it. And of course, it was part of the first ever videos on the channel, so it has a special place in my heart. Now we can get on to the number 2. At number 2, we have a model that I was going to paint for the channel, and I had videos recorded on my phone, which I had to delete to save space, but it is my Master of Possession. And because I wasn't doing a video, I just went all out and just tried to do a really nice paint job on him. And I think it's worked quite well. I do really like the blue flames, and I think the other flames look quite nice as well. So yeah, it's a really good model. And it is also varnished because I like it and want to keep it how it is. It does mean I can't improve it, but it's a record. Moving on to the number 3 slot, we have a model that I did paint on the channel, and that is my Renegade Commander. This model has now become, or will now become, the colour scheme for my Imperial Guard, or a small force of Imperial Guard, made from the cheapest ever way of having Imperial Guard, which I will do a video on in the future. But yeah, it's a nice, I actually really like the model. I think I've done a nice paint job. I especially like the face. Not much contrast on the face, as you may have seen, but it does look pretty realistic. I quite like how the colours work together, and I'm quite impressed that I managed to get the medals painted. The plasma effect probably could be better, but it's a good model. I like it because it was me trying to do some, you might not be able to notice it because of the varnish I put on it, but it was me trying to do some highlighting, sort of from above highlighting. So it shows a bit of progress. The next model on my list, I will have to work out which is next. The next model on my list is one you may have seen in my first ever painting challenge video, and this is this Art Deco Marine. I quite like doing little marines on themes, and I know this does look like Black Legion, but I trust you. But trust me, it's Art Deco. It's a lot of gold and a lot of black and high contrast, and a little bit of red scattered in there. It could easily be better because the armour is way too shiny and finishes all over the place. But other than that, I quite like it, and also the fact it's got a It's Goldfinger. Yeah, it has got that. That's a James Bond reference. If any of you have seen it, I actually haven't seen it, but I do know the reference. Anyway, I like this model. It looks quite nice, and it works very well as a Chaos Lord because it is from Dark Vengeance. I think it's one of the Dark Vengeance chosen. Moving on now to a model that featured in my most popular ever video. That is my converted Inquisitor. This model is converted from an Anvil Forge power sword and an Anvil Forge cloak, and other than that, it's an intercessor. I've gone with the silver helmet to make it seem a bit more Death Watchy, but the same with the black armour. It's quite Inquisition. And it was one of my great attempts at edge highlighting, which, as you can see, I was terrible at. The belt buckle, looking at now, could easily be better, but other than that, it looks quite good, I'd say. It certainly is a very nice model to have on the table. It probably would actually work quite nicely as a captain, now I look at it. Yeah, captain with an auto bolt rifle. Yeah. Don't go anywhere near converting it. Don't go anywhere near converting it. Don't repaint it. Don't strip it. Don't go anywhere near that. Right, with that out of the way, we can now move on to the number 6 slot. The number 6 spot on the list is a model I really like the finish of, and I like the freehand, and it is my Space Wolf pack leader thing. It is the gold on the eagle looks really nice when it reflects. I think it's Retributor armor. The smoothness of the grey, but yet you've still got the beautiful black lining. It just looks brilliant. Then the power sword, frost sword, is pretty good. I think it's alright. The pistol could very easily be better, but other than that, I think it's a very good model. I feel like getting some tactical marines or a wolf pack just to paint them like this. Because boy, if you get that French Mirage blue just right, beautiful. And of course, the Grimwolves badge emblem. People always forget that there isn't just that yellow and black, yellow background with a black wolf head. Company, great company. Instead, so I went with Grimwolf on this one, and I really like it. Could have some edge highlighting and other things on it, but for a tabletop standard marine, it's very good. Or it looks very good. Anyway, moving on to possibly one of my most ambitious conversions ever. Swapping the head on a Sequitur. This is an Inquisitor, again, another one. Painted in gold armour. Probably could do something more to the gold armour. Or bronze armour. With a nice white shield, nice white shoulder pad, and a red shoulder pad. Really, it used to be a Sequitur who was looking the other way, and like striking his foe who's like down here, striking him down here. But instead I moved the head, I put a Primaris head on it, turned it, and now I've got either a Smash Captain or an Inquisitor. I sort of use them as both and interchangeably. I think it's quite a nice model, and if you did it with a Liberator, you could get some nice Sanguinary Guard or a nice Captain. I prefer Liberators probably because there's not quite so much rogue, but still, it's a conversion. It's a good conversion, and it works. Moving on now to a model I just had to pick up, not pick up, but choose just because of the colour scheme. It is I think it's a 2nd edition Metal Terminator. It's certainly a Metal Terminator. It looks sort of retro, but I do need to finish that bit, which I seem to have forgotten to do. And there's a bit of bits I've missed with the Alpha Legion colour pattern staining. But seriously, I do really like my Alpha Legion colour scheme. the metallic turquoise colour created by mixing green and blue, depending on inks. Depending on how much you want in each, you get a nice turquoise, or whatever colour this is. It's a sort of bluey green, teal colour. I quite like the maul on this, and the fact it's a Terminator on a 25mm base is just crazy. And it's also a really nice Chaos Terminator. Anyway, we can now move on to the final two. The last two spots on the list are filled by the following models. Firstly, we have my Salamanders Marine, which I used in the Painting Salamanders video, and for my least viewed video of all time, the Flame Effects video. Which, really, why wouldn't you want to watch it? It's a great flame effect using only cotton wool and some paint and a little bit of super glue and a piece of wire. Really easy. Anyway, similar reason to the Space Wolf, it's really nice and clean, and I do like the gold on the Company Champion shoulder pads. It's turned out really well. And now moving on to the final spot on the list, we have the Assault on Black Reach Captain from the Ultramarines Captain, or the Captain I painted as Ultramarines, from the Assault on Black Reach box. It hasn't got the sword arm, like many I have seen. They often don't have the sword arm. But other than that, I really like it. I feel like it's a quintessential Captain. It's got the iron halo, it's got the cloak, and it's got all the ornamentation as well. I also like the retroness of having the back banner, and I do like how I've based it. This cloak is a really good one if you want to learn how to paint cloaks. It's got very nice sharp folds to it, and so on. Now we can move on to my favourite three models, ranked from third to first. So, for the model rankings, we have in the number 3 spot, bottom of my top 3, the Space Wolf. Similar reasons before, really clean, looks really nice, and generally I really like it as a model. I love the cloak, I pretty much love everything about it. Coming in at number 2, we have the Renegade Commander. Again, this is a model I really like. It's a model I spent a lot of time on, and I think it's just a really nice model. It's now inspired a new army. And at number 1, my Master of Possessions, seriously. As a thing to lead an Alpha Legion force, the armour, beautiful, the cloak and robes are beautiful, the flames, brilliant, I just love the skull staff as well. And I have a soft spot for Psychers, so yeah. Anyway, that is the end of the video. I do hope you have enjoyed it. It is a live narration video, so if you liked it, leave a comment. If you've got any other video ideas, leave a comment down below. Links to the Facebook and the Instagram in the description, and, well, go and watch any of the videos that have been linked throughout this video, and these two that have just popped up on screen. Anyway, I'll see you for the next video.